My name is Bill Cooper, your host for the Toro Professional Turf Maintenance Safety Series. While greens make up a very small portion of the total golf course surface area, there's really no more important location on the course. Aesthetics and consistent ball playability are critical. Because of the low heights of cut required, the right equipment and the right mowing techniques are absolutely essential here. Toro's Greensmaster 3000 series consists of 4 triplex greens mowers. The Greensmaster 3250D and 3150 both have power steering and use the joystick for lifting, lowering, and engaging the cutting units. The 3150 has a gasoline engine. The 3250D has a diesel engine. And this unit is equipped with the optional 3-wheel drive kit. Any unit equipped with a 3-wheel drive kit must have a ROPS, or rollover protection system, with the seat belt installed. The Greensmaster 3100 and 3050 both have gasoline engines and use these foot pedals to lift, lower, and engage the cutting units. The 3100 uses power steering, and the 3050 uses cable steering. This program features proper and safe operation of Toro Greensmaster mowers. For this program, we'll be using the Greensmaster 3150. We'll point out any differences on the other models as we go through the program. We will also review personal protective equipment and safety concepts to help keep you productive and safe on the job. Safe operation really begins before you start the engine. It's important to familiarize yourself with the model of Greensmaster that you will be using. The operator's manual is provided with each unit and is in this tube behind the operator's seat. It has all the important information you need to know to safely operate and maintain the Greensmaster. If you can't find a copy of the manual, you can go online at toro.com to the customer care section on the website to locate the manual you need. Safety and instruction symbols, decals, or labels are located at key points on the Greensmaster to remind you of potential danger. Look for these decals and obey them. Here are some common symbols you'll see on your Toro Greensmaster. Warning indicates a hazard to be avoided. Read the operator's manual to understand what the hazard might be to avoid. Cutting dismemberment hazard means keep your hands and feet away from these areas, where moving blades and parts could cause serious injury. Never put your hand or foot in or near any moving part. Tipping hazard tells you how steep a slope you can operate this equipment on. Do not drive units on a slope greater than the degrees indicated by the decal. Fire hazard tells you to keep away from all ignition sources when adding fuel, and don't overfill the fuel tank. You'll find other decals with symbols and information in various locations on the equipment. Be sure you know what each one means and follow the instructions to protect you and others around you. Safe operation requires proper clothing and protective gear. Always wear sturdy work boots or shoes, and avoid any loose-fitting clothing or jewelry that could get caught in moving parts. Hard hats, safety glasses, and hearing protection are always a good idea and may be required. Make sure you check your local ordinances, insurance, and course regulations. Personal music earbuds or headphones do not provide hearing protection and can distract you from safely operating the equipment. You should never use earbuds or headphones in place of approved hearing protection. Cold capsules or other prescription drugs can cause drowsiness, and fatigue can also cause serious accidents, so stay alert and stay safe. Alcohol and drugs are enemies of safety in any work situation. Never operate equipment if you are under the influence of alcohol or drugs. To safely get on the mower, use this step located on the left-hand side of the machine. There is an adjustable seat lever located here on the front of the seat for the 3150. For the other models, it's located on the left side of the seat. The lever moves the seat forward or back to the safest and most comfortable operating position. On the 3150, you can use the tilt steering lever to position the steering wheel for operator comfort and control. The steering arm on the Greensmaster 3250D and 3100 can be positioned for each operator using the steering arm locking lever. Here on the operator's platform is the traction pedal. Press the top of the pedal to move forward and the bottom to move in reverse. Your ground speed will depend on how far you press the traction pedal. This is the brake pedal to stop the machine and helps maintain control driving down hills. To engage the parking brake, press down on the brake pedal and the parking brake latch. To release the brake, just press down on the brake pedal. Always have the parking brake engaged when you leave the seat. The 3150 and 3250D use the joystick to lower, raise, and control the engagement of the cutting units. The 3050 and 3100 have pedals on the platform to lift, lower, and engage the cutting units. The right pedal lowers the cutting units and engages the reels. The left pedal raises and disengages the reels. The instrument panel on the left has the choke, throttle, and hour meter. The hydraulic fluid leak detector test button also functions as the optional headlight switch. More about the leak detection system later. The right-hand control panel has the functional control lever. It provides traction for mow in the center position and transport in the front position. It needs to be in neutral to start the unit. This is the ignition key switch for starting and stopping the engine. To start the engine for the first start of the day, have the choke closed and the throttle halfway open. Turn the key switch to the right and start the engine. When the engine starts, open the choke until the engine smooths out. And always operate at full throttle. The 3250D is a diesel. Turn the key to the preheat or glow plug position. When the light goes out, you can start the engine. To drive off, have the cutting units up and the function control in the transport or forward position. To shut down the unit, pull the throttle all the way back and turn the key switch to the left. Before heading out for the day, always make sure that you fill the fuel tank. Use unleaded gasoline in the Greensmaster 3100, 3150, and 3050, and only diesel fuel in the Greensmaster 3250D. Mixing or using the wrong fuel can cause needless downtime and repair. Fill the fuel tank just to the bottom of the fill neck. Both fuel types can be extremely flammable, so keep any ignition sources away from the fueling area. Also, before heading out, you should check the engine oil. The oil dipstick is here on the left side of the machine. Make sure the oil is between the marks. If not, contact your maintenance supervisor. For your protection as well as the safety of any bystanders, The Greensmaster 3000 series is equipped with several interlock switches that should be checked each day. Sitting in the seat, have the parking brake set. With the traction pedal in neutral and the function control lever in neutral, try to depress the traction pedal. It should not depress. Now, move the function control lever to the mow or transport position. Try to start the engine. It should not crank. Move the lever to neutral and start the engine. And move the function control lever to mow. The engine should shut down. Restart the engine, release the parking brake, and move the function control lever to mow. Raise out of the seat, the engine should shut down. Set the parking brake, have the traction pedal in neutral and the function control lever in neutral. Start the engine and move the raise lower control forward. The cutting units should lower, but the reel blades should not engage. If any of these interlock checks fail, don't operate the machine and report the situation to your maintenance supervisor. The Greensmaster 3150 comes standard with the Turf Guardian hydraulic leak detection system and is an option with the Greensmaster 3250D. To check the leak detection system, have the key in the on position. Push the leak detection alarm switch down. An audible alarm should sound like this. If you are ever out mowing and this alarm sounds, move off the area that you are mowing, shut down the unit, and contact your maintenance supervisor. It's important to practice operation in an open area under qualified supervision before you start using the Greensmaster on greens or manicured areas. Start the engine and raise the cutting units. Put the function control lever in the transport position. Then move off to a practice area. Practice going both forward and reverse. Then starting and stopping. To stop, just take your foot off the traction pedal and let it return to neutral. You can also press down on the reverse pedal or use the brake to stop. Be careful when you're driving between narrow objects so that you don't damage the machine or cutting units. Practice driving around obstacles. Remember that the rear wheel turns wider than you might expect. So don't hit any obstacles or drive into a bunker or other hazard. If the machine can't make it up a hill, don't turn around. That could result in a rollover. Simply back straight down a hill. Avoid sharp turns on slopes or hillsides to prevent rollovers. And remember, never back up with the cutting units down. You could damage the cutting units, turf, and the traction unit. The Greensmaster is a precision mowing machine. When transporting from one area to another, drive slowly in rough areas. The Greensmaster is a one-person machine. Never let anyone else ride on the machine. This is extremely dangerous and could result in serious injury. If you are operating on a public street, make sure that you have all the required vehicle safety signs, lights, and equipment in accordance with local laws and regulations. Every day that you mow should have a different mowing direction. Check with your supervisor before heading out so you know the direction for that day. When you reach the green, or area to be mowed, park off to the side. Turn off the engine and set the parking brake. Take out the flag and carefully check the green for any debris that might damage the cutting unit reel or bed knife. Next, check your mowing direction and line the mower up with an object in the distance for reference. This is important to achieve straight line mowing. Approach the green with the function control lever in the middle or mow position. When the front edge of the grass basket crosses the outer edge of the green, tap the raise, lower, mow control lever or pedal to lower and engage the reels. Timing of the cutting unit drop is important. Dropping the cutting units too soon may cut into the collar, and too late can leave too much uncut grass for the cleanup cut. Timing at the end of a pass is just as critical. When the front of the basket crosses the edge of the green, pull back on the raise lower lever to raise the cutting units. At the end of each pass, make a teardrop turn like this. It quickly lines you up accurately for your next pass, and it's easier on the turf. Keep approximately a 5-inch overlap on each pass. The basket outer edge helps line you up for the overlap. Once you're done mowing across the green, mow around the perimeter to clean up the edges. After you've finished mowing the green, drive to a safe area to empty the grass basket. Heavy, wet clippings can damage the lift arms on the greensmaster, so empty the baskets after each green. Turn off the engine, set the parking brake, and remove the key. Lift the basket off the carrier frame. Use a circular motion to dump the basket like this, so the grass doesn't clump in one area. If something gets caught in a cutting unit while you're mowing, pull back on the raise lower control to raise and disengage the reels. Move off the green, shut the engine off, set the parking brake, and remove the key. Make sure the reels are completely stopped before you inspect for damage. Remove the object with a wooden tool. Never use your hand or foot to dislodge any object caught between the reel and the bed knife. It's your job to take care of both the green and the machine. Never stop the greensmaster on a green with the cutting units operating, or the green could be damaged. Never stop on a wet green. The unit may leave marks or indentations from the wheels. And never back up with the cutting units lowered and engaged. You could damage the cutting units and the green. If someone enters the mowing area, move off the green and don't start mowing until the area is clear of people. It's always wise to clean and check the machine over at the end of the day. Turn off the engine, set the parking brake, and remove the key. Use compressed air to clean around the engine. After the unit has cooled down, use low-pressure water to wash the cutting